Hello guys and welcome to another video. So today, as you can see, we have a different view of my bookshelf, and that is because we are finally celebrating reaching 4,000 subscribers. Why did it take us this long to celebrate, you might be asking yourselves? Well, exams. That's basically why. So yeah, we finally have time. Is it weird that I'm talking in third person? Maybe. But we finally have time to celebrate, and I am building a book cart. Is that what people are calling it these days? Well, yeah, and you can see my laptop is there promptly on top of my trash can, which means I will be reading some questions because I asked you guys for questions, because while I'm going to be building this, I'm also going to be attempting to answer some questions from you guys, which now that I think about it, might be an extremely bad idea, because I don't know if I have the brain capacity to build an IKEA thing and answer things at the same time, so we'll have to see how it goes. So of course, thank you guys for getting me to 4,000 subscribers. It's all thanks to you guys, and now let's build the book cart. First step, of course, reading the instructions, because I might be crazy, but I always read instructions. Okay, I think we have everything necessary. So we're starting off with the first shelf, and then we need two tiny thingies. My mom always builds the IKEA furniture. Don't judge me. Okay, while I'm trying to figure this out, let's go to the first question. Are you LGBTQ plus in any way? Well, I am LGBTQIA plus in that way. Do you have any plans for the future? No. My plans for the future are to live a long, happy life, stress-free. But for now, I want to finish grad school. I have a couple of months left, and it's killing me right now. And then I would also like to keep this channel going because I'm liking where we're going. My goal in 5 months is to have graduated grad school, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, I like it. Picasso. Next question is, have you ever lied in your videos? And I guess it's time to come out with the truth. I have actually never read a single Rick Riordan book, and I wanted to keep this a secret. I just wanted to grow my channel out of something that would be popular, and yeah, I just felt like it was the right time to come out with this truth. But I actually don't even know who Percy Jackson is. This is probably one of the easiest things to build from IKEA, and let me tell you, I'm already second guessing myself. Not gonna lie, legit had to watch a tutorial to do this step. Just have the side of the shelf. They literally chose the hardest possible way to get this screw in. You have to be a rocket scientist in order to decipher these instructions. We're fine, we finally figured it out, so I think I can now do it while talking. I think, but I don't know. What does your filming/editing schedule look like? A freaking mess, very chaotic. I usually like to film 4 videos in a row, or at least 3 or 2, just so I'm not putting makeup on and setting everything up and just filming one lousy video. But lately, because of class, especially exams, I have not been able to edit at all. I usually take 1 day to edit a video, just so I don't go completely insane and start hating my face and my voice. My schedule looks like I will film on a Saturday morning, and then I will upload them onto my computer so I can start editing them, and then I edit them little by little, and then I upload them. And I have a lot of videos pre-programmed. That's why I'm still able to post during exams and during the tougher months for school. But yeah, it's a mess right now, so I'm hoping I can stick to my schedule of 1 video every Monday, but we'll have to see. Aren't you proud? I got it. Next up, what is my favorite book that is not Rick Riordan? And I feel like I've talked about this several times. I love Six of Crows. That's probably my favorite duology and my second favorite series of all time. But if we're talking about a specific book, it would definitely have to be anything that Taylor Jenkins Reid has put out ever. Well, no, it's between The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Daisy Jones and the Six, and Malibu Rising. I would have to reread Daisy Jones and the Seven Husbands in order to pick a favorite, but she is my favorite standalone author. What about some suggestions to come out of a reading slump? Well, I am a big mood reader, so that doesn't help at all because reading slumps are very common. I sometimes look at my shelf, I'm like, I want to read nothing. That is basically why I still haven't done the marathon for the Percy Jackson series. I have just not been in the right mood for them, and I don't want to ruin my experience by not being in the mood. So what I do usually is I reread a book that I know I'm going to love, which kind of goes against what I just said. I just reread usually a contemporary or the first book in a series that I know I just absolutely love, or just picking a book that you're going to read along with someone else. When I am reading a book at the same time as one of my friends, that usually makes it easier to force myself to read it so I can talk about it. Ooh, this is a good one. How did you know you wanted to be an interpreter? Well, it took me a while to find, I don't know if you'd call it my path in life, or my passion, or just something I'm good at. I actually wanted to be a pilot in the Air Force, in the Spanish Air Force, obviously. But you've probably seen me with glasses in some of my videos. I don't have the best sight, so I couldn't be a pilot. And then I wasn't really good at anything at school when I went back to Spain, because school in Spain is so much harder than the one in England or the American schools. So when I went back, the only thing that I was truly good at was English. So my mom and I started looking for some careers that had English as one of like the prerequisites, and then we stumbled upon translating and interpretation. And we thought, you know, why not? And I started it, and the first 2 years we only did translating. And I was like, okay, I'm liking this, but I'm not really passionate about it. And then in the third year, we did our first interpreting class, and I don't know if I fell in love with it, but I fell in love with the idea of it. Just being able to help people to communicate. It was just such a good feeling, and I was good at it because I'd done it before with my friends when they come to Spain, and with my family when they don't understand something in English. So I just thought it was where I should be, and I was good at it. And now in grad school, I'm like, I am good at it, and I do like it. So that's how I kind of chose to become an interpreter. But it wasn't really a choice. The first class we had, I'd never been more anxious in my life. It's nerve-wracking, but at the same time, it always feels so good being able to help someone communicate. First shelf, done. Never mind, spoke too soon, I have to do the corners. What do you think are the coolest things about Spain? This is a very good question. I think the people in Spain are pretty cool. They usually say that the warmer the climate is, the warmer the people, and I think that's pretty true. Spanish people are generally pretty social and pretty welcoming, and I think the food is one of the best foods in the world. Like, not even biased, there's so much variety and it's just so good, and I love almost every bit of it, and the culture is incredible. I think we have some really cool traditions. Our tradition for New Year's is probably one of my favorite Spanish traditions. Obviously, it's not all great, but overall, I'm happy to have been born in Spain and in Madrid, which is the capital for those of you who don't know. Now I'm done, I think. Yeah, it's looking good, right? Like, sturdy. Oh, and now it just skips to me having done every single other shelf. I mean, they're trying to not waste paper, which, you know, good for them, but I guess I'm just gonna have to figure out how to do the other two. Okay, let's go. What would ambrosia or nectar taste like to you? This is a very cool question. It might taste like arroz a la cubana, which is Cuban rice, which is actually probably not Cuban rice, it's just what we call it here in Spain. And I don't know, every time we have that dish at home, it's a dish we do when we don't have leftovers. We just have rice, and then you fry an egg and fry some banana, and you eat it all together with tomato sauce. And it just makes me feel very nostalgic. And my favorite activity at Camp Half Blood would probably be like learning how to fight or volleyball, because I love volleyball. This is a question that I get a lot. Do I like hardbacks or paperbacks? And I guess that it depends. I like hardbacks when it's a series and it's a series I love. But if it's a contemporary, I guess I like paperbacks. I don't know. If it's a series that I know I'm gonna like, but it's not gonna be my favorite, I want paperbacks because I'm not gonna spend 20 bucks on a series that is 4 or 3.5 out of 5 stars. But I do want my favorite series to be in hardbacks. If it's a contemporary that I know I'm just gonna like, I'm just gonna read it for the entertainment value, then obviously paperback. But if it's one of my favorite contemporaries, then maybe hardback. And this is just me trying to convince myself that it's a good idea to buy the collector's edition of Red, White, and Royal Blue. Maybe, but I really want that because it has Henry's point of view, So I guess my answer in this, like in many things in life, is it just depends. Do you like it when books break the spine and become floppy? Or do you like it when it looks new? I don't know. I don't crack spines on purpose, but I don't mind having the spines cracked. I don't want my book to look like it's been through shit, but I also want it to look like I've read it. You know, I want it to expand because I've read all the pages, but I don't want it to have been dragged through the dirt. There's a middle ground there. Makes sense. After a thrilling discovery, I found out that I've done this wrong. But I'll fix this later. Okay, let's move on to the last one, which is disgustingly covered in hair. What books would you suggest a 14 to 15-year-old? It's confusing because some YA books are a bit inappropriate. So you want YA books for your age range. I'm going to have to base this answer on the books I loved when I was your age, which is like 8 to 9 years ago. I know I'm super old. So what books did I love back then? One of my favorite series of all time back then was the Darkest Minds trilogy. I completely fell in love with it and it's super appropriate for you to read. Then the Legend trilogy is also, it was a bit of a guilty pleasure back then. I knew it wasn't the best, but it was very enjoyable and that one is also appropriate for you to read. Then the Lunar Chronicles, I feel like, is also a very good one to read around that age. Oh, if you're looking for contemporary, maybe read the Lara Jean book series. To All the Boys I've Loved Before, the movies on Netflix. The first one changed my life. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but I really loved it. Go read those series and let me know how it goes, and if you want more, I'll give you more recommendations. And have I read the Divergent series by Veronica Roth? I'm gonna have to say that technically I have read the first book. I was really enjoying it, but then my favorite character went kaput and I refused to buy the next books. So that is why I only have the first book on my shelf and I will never read the next books in the series. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people love it, but it just wasn't for me. If you could change one thing about the Riordanverse, what would it be? I would definitely add more diversity in the books and in the beginning ones especially, and I would have Rick have a sensitivity reader because, yeah. What's one of your favorite types of videos that you've made? I am really enjoying filming the Wheel Picks My Life videos. You guys really seem to like them too. I haven't seen anyone do them on YouTube, but it was a really huge trend back in the day on TikTok, and I just thought the format would fit videos, like longer videos, really well. So I always really enjoy filming those and editing them. They're really fun. One of my favorite videos that I've made that I'm really proud of are the Percy Jackson from A to C. Just really fun to make, and they're really stupid. It takes me like a whole morning to have so many costume changes, but at the end of the day, it's really fun. It's one of my favorite videos to watch. This is what happened, kids, when you try to skip ahead and you get it wrong. We got it. So what did we learn, kids? Just always read through the whole of the instructions And also, teeth are a great tool when building IKEA furniture. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? Well, this is a very easy question for me because I have had long distance friendships for 10 years. I met some of my best friends when I was living abroad in England, and obviously I'm not living in England anymore, and neither are them. They live all the way across the ocean in New York and in Texas. So if I could travel anywhere in the world, it would be to them. I don't really care where, but New York is one of my top destinations. If not, then Tokyo, Japan would be one of my top destinations. And to Tokyo, I want to travel with my Spanish friend. She really wants to go to Tokyo as well, so it would be either of those. And I also really want to visit Italy, which is very sad that being Spanish and living in Spain, I haven't gone there yet. Did you ever think that you would reach 4,000 subscribers? Honestly, I did not. It might not sound like a lot, but when I started, it took me like, 3-4 months when I started making videos consistently to reach 100 subscribers. Did I think I would get 4,000? No, honestly, at the beginning, I thought no one would be interested in watching my videos at all. And yet here we are. You're watching me build an IKEA kind of book cart, but kind of not, and fail at it. So you never know. Just keep at it, guys, and you might get to the point where I am. Winning at life. Which exam was the hardest for you? Well, they were all hard. I'm not a very exam person. I get really anxious. Overall, do not like being tested and having my worth based on just one single day. But we had this exam, this class that nobody knows why we take it because we're studying interpreting, and this was a very theoretical class that makes no sense, but still we had to take it, and everybody hated it, and I thought I was going to fail, but I didn't. I actually got the second best grade in my class, so I was really happy about that. Felt like a real nerd at the moment. But yeah, if anyone is going through exams right now, good luck. Like, I am sorry you have to go through that, but it's just a thing in life and you'll get through it. This too shall pass. My exam week has felt like a month. I got through it, and so shall you. Everybody keeps asking me if I have like big plans. I don't. Like I said, I like to work with small, obtainable goals. My plan is to get this channel to 10,000 subscribers, to have something free shipped to me from whoever. That is my plan. So if you want to send me a book, if you want me to review something, or you want me to like review a book subscription box, that's basically all I want with this channel. College, fun question. I am in grad school for interpreting, like I said before, and it is kicking my ass at the moment. So who are your favorite authors? I obviously love Riordan, and then my favorite authors would be Leigh Bardugo, Taylor Jenkins Reid, and a new up-and-comer is Casey McKinston. I have really enjoyed her writing so far. I'm really looking forward to her third book, which is coming out in May. I Kissed Sarah Wheeler, I believe. I'm so excited for that, and yeah, I think those three besides Rick are it, probably. I hope I'm not missing anyone. Oh my god, almost forgot one of my favorite authors, Rainbow Rowell. Lately I have become a Rainbow Rowell stan. I love Carry On, obviously, but I also love her superhero comic books that she writes, and I'm really looking forward to reading the She-Hulk comic book that she has been writing. Very exciting stuff. Okay, then they asked me if I will ever do a video casting the Percy Jackson cast. I'll be honest, I did want to make a video doing this because I knew it would get a lot of views, but I have decided against it. Why, if it would get me a lot of views? Simply because I don't want to have any kind of expectations for the casting, and also because when the casting call went out, they said that the actors could be any ethnicity, so I didn't want to put the characters in a box, you know? I didn't want to choose the actors simply based on the description that they have in the books. I want to be open-minded to any casting that they have, so I don't want to have anyone specifically in mind for when they announce the casting. So then I'll be happy either way. How is there dog hair on this? My dogs haven't been anywhere near this. Oh my god. There has to be a better way to do this. If they just given me screws, it'd be so much easier, but oh my god. Can you tell that I don't really have a lot of patience for this kind of thing? Then I have to do this like 6 more times. I did think about doing this live, but then I was like, no. It was a good decision at the end of the day. It feels like I've been doing nothing for the past 10 minutes. I finally got it. I'm almost gonna lose my thumb, but guys, I got the screw in. 1 out of 6 done, you guys. Yay. What do you look for when deciding to pick up a new book? This is an interesting question. Like I said, I have some favorite authors, and when they put out a book, I'm honestly almost 100% of the time going to pick it up. That's one of them, that it's by one of my favorite authors. And then if it's not, I look at the synopsis, and then I look at the reviews. I also look at reviews from my favorite booktubers, because there's some of them who I know have similar tastes to me. So if they like them, then I might enjoy it as well. Or if my friends or my sister or my cousin have read it and enjoyed it, then that's a bonus. And that's pretty much what I look for. Yeah, sometimes it's just based on if I like the cover or if the synopsis looks cool. What are you most excited about the show? Obviously, speaking about the Percy Jackson and the Olympians show, I'm most excited for the world to find out about Percy Jackson. I know there's a lot of people who've read it, but honestly, if you take into account the number of humans alive, there's not that big of a percentage who knows what Percy Jackson is. You know what I'm least excited about? Who I'm going to become when the show comes out. I don't show this side of me on here because I want to spread good vibes, but lately I've been seeing a lot of people doing Percy Jackson TikToks, and it's brought out the worst in me. It's brought out like gatekeeper instincts, and I don't like it. I know it's deep inside of me, it's not something that I do on purpose and not something that I'm proud of, but sometimes I am a gatekeeper of certain communities and I want to grow out of that. So I'm hoping by the time that Percy Jackson hits Disney Plus, I will have outgrown my gatekeeper tendencies and I will allow for anyone to be a fan of Percy Jackson. Guys, being a gatekeeper is not cool. If you acknowledge that it's not cool and you try to work past it, that's what's important. Second shelf done. Well, half of it anyways. Favorite 6 of Prose character. This one is super easy. It's Inesh and Cass. They're both my favorite character. If I had to choose, I would say Inesh, just because she deserves to be my favorite character more than Cass does. That's my reasoning, but I love them both equally, and they are both so incredible. They're my second favorite ship ever, I feel like. I don't know, I just love them so much. Least favorite would have to be Matthias. Nobody asked that, but just so you know. I love him still, I love him, but he had the most character development to work through. Literally, my family's gonna come back and I'm not gonna be done with this, and it's been almost an hour since they left. This is sad. It's very, very sad. It has been approximately 100 years since I started this, but half of it is done. Should I just leave it like this? It looks like avant-garde, doesn't it? Fine, I'll finish it. Let's see, my family is about to get here and they're gonna be amazed by the fact that I haven't finished it. But if you look at it from this angle, it looks like it's done. You know why I'm not good at this? Is because you have to be gentle. And I'm not a gentle person. So this is testing my limits. I mean, it's really nice of you to ask if I'm comfortable sharing my age, but it's just really funny to me. I am comfortable sharing my age. Last month, I turned 23 and I feel like an old hag, but I'm still in the prime of my youth, I've been told. What is my job? I do not have a job outside YouTube, which is what I consider to be my job, because I am in grad school and I would not have time, or the brain capacity at least, to have an actual job. And this person also asks if I'm comfortable sharing what I make on YouTube, and it's actually something that I've wanted to talk to you guys about for a while. I feel like I've been pretty open about it. The first time I got my Google AdSense letter, I told you guys on a community post, and then when I got my first check, or what do you call it, when I got paid for the first time, I told you guys in a vlog where I bought a bunch of manga. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been pretty open about it. And in terms of what I make, it depends on the month because of the algorithm, you know. Depends how many views I've been getting, how many likes, shares, and the ads that I've been getting. But let's just say that it's about 100 euros a month. And basically all of it goes back into the channel because I spend it on books. So it's like a full circle moment. I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk while I do this last part. So if I do this in a montage, it will look like it was pretty fast, but it's probably like half an hour. Let's go. I finally finished and I have lost so many brain cells. I was close to crying several times, and in that last screw, I noticed that it was easier to use this end than this end, and I was using this end for every other one. So I probably would have done it so much quicker if I had just used this end. I will die happy if I never have to build one of these again, but let's move on to putting the wheels on. Yay! And now it just says click. To put the wheels on, click. What does that mean, IKEA? I think it's really cool that IKEA has universally understandable instructions, but I have a feeling it's because they just don't want to pay translators. After an hour and probably like 15 minutes, it's here. Was it worth it? I don't know. But is it worth the feeling of resentment I now have towards it? What is your favorite bread? I personally love brioche the most. I think that's my favorite bread, but I really like cream cheese dinner rolls. That's probably my second favorite type of bread. And I love soft pretzel. So I think that's my top 3. Do you like Taylor Swift? Yes, I am in love with her. Does State of Grace fit percabeth? I think it does. And I think there's a lot of songs that fit percabeth. And finally, why is life? This is literally the question I've been asking myself since I started with grad school, and I have not found an answer yet. Let's fill it up with books, shall we? And that way you can see my TBR for the start of the year. Okay, so here is my start of the year TBR. I'm pretty sure this is it. I've already read this one. This was my first full read of the year this winter by Alice Oseman, a short story with some illustrations from the Heartstopper series. Then this is my current read, Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Liu, and it's taking me a while just because I started reading it during exams, but I have a feeling I'm gonna pick it up and start reading it again soon. And then we have I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. This is, I think, her second or third novel she wrote. It has nothing to do with Heartstopper, but I like Alice Oseman and I love her book covers and the fact that they're all one solid color. And then we have Heretics Anonymous by Katie Henry. I honestly don't know much about this book, just that people say it's really funny and that Emma Books loves it, and I trust her judgment generally. And then we finally have a one that's bigger than the others, The Priory of the Orange Tree. This one, I have to wait to be in like a good headspace to read because it's heavy fantasy and it's like 800 pages, so I cannot read it while I have things going on in my life, but this book has like entered my dreams. The other day I dreamt that I had this book, but I fell into a pool with it and it completely dissolved and it made me so sad. Oh, my family just got here and I finished it, so I win. I feel like that's a personal win. I have to get my mom's like nod of approval for this because as I said, she's the one who builds IKEA furniture, but I think I did pretty good. Yeah, leave a like if you like this video. Comment down below if you share my struggle to build IKEA furniture or if you're a pro like my mom. And if you are, then you. Subscribe if you haven't already. Once again, thanks you guys so much for getting this channel to 4,000 subscribers. Let's keep this going and click that bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. I post videos every single Monday, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!